Okay, today I'm going to be interviewing Andrew Bauer for our class assignment. For our class assignment, my assessment strategies class, I'm going to ask some questions and try to facilitate discussion to try to get to know you better. I may ask questions regarding hobbies that you may have, your work, family and friends, your health, and other things you feel are important in life. For this assignment, I'm going to audio record the discussion and give the recording to my instructor for feedback on my interview skills. Is it okay for me to talk with you about some of these areas and record the discussion?
Yes.
Okay. Who I am interviewing today, his name is Andrew Bauer. He is an intervention specialist at Edge Academy in Akron, Ohio. Okay, so my first question for you is, what do you think are your favorite pastime activities?
Favorite what?
Pastime activities? Like, what are some things that you used to enjoy when you were a kid?
I loved playing outside. I had a brother, so we always just play football, basketball, run around, rough house. Any type of physical activity we used to love. Probably football is my favorite.
Was there anything that you weren't able to do when you were a kid that you wish you would have had the opportunity to?
Not really. My parents did a really good job of having me experience a lot of different things when I was little. So I had a very fulfilling childhood. I did a lot of different activities and tried a lot of different things when I was little. So
You mentioned your parents and how they have helped you develop into this great man because of your very well-rounded childhood. How do you think you have been successful with your family and with your job, and how has your past family helped you?
I think um, just knowing what it's like, I guess, to be in a stable home, and I'm with these students for 8 hours a day, so I try to provide a stable environment for them during the time that they're with me. So probably just using some of the ways my parents were with me, and just try to maybe establish those in my classroom, and just trying to keep a very safe, very friendly environment in my classroom for all my students.
Okay, so it sounds like your parents have provided a very stable and uprooting environment for you.
Mm-hmm.
That has in turn helped you create a stable and welcoming environment for your students, it sounds like,
Yes.
which is great. What do you think that you like best about your job?
I think the best part about my job is just the relationships I build with the students. I love interacting with them. Every day is interesting. Every day is different. It's not a boring job at all, because just you never know what to expect when you go into school. So always gonna be it's always gonna be fresh.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's one thing I do like, and I just like just the relationships I build with the students. It's a very, very fun and very, very rewarding job.
So it's very kind of up in the air as to what is going to happen in your everyday at your job.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? I know that you just started working there, but what do you think is one thing that you have done that is maybe your one thing that you're most proud of so far? Like, could you think of a scenario maybe?
I think one scenario is I have one student who he was having a rough time transitioning in the morning from getting off the bus to eating breakfast to getting into the routine of his day, because he takes his medicine at school, and before he takes his medicine, he can be a little bit out of control. So I think one thing that I think I've done very well with this year is I came up with an idea of just having him eat breakfast in my room, and I will get him off the bus pretty much. So I'll get him off the bus, we'll take his meds, and he'll eat breakfast in my room, and his day transitions a lot better now. So just that idea of that, and he's been doing a lot better since we started that whole thing with him.
Well, that sounds great. You have so it sounds like you you really enjoy your job because you never really know what's going to happen in every day, but you are also very, very proud of the fact that you're really learning how to handle some students with some pretty severe behavioral problems.
Yeah.
So you have to you kind of have to be on your toes and come up with different ways and ideas to handle those situations.
Every day, yeah.
And then you're new to all this, so it's probably a little bit overwhelming, do you think?
Yes, sometimes it is overwhelming. At first, it was very overwhelming because I wasn't sure what to expect. Like, we had the trainings and everything, but I hadn't seen the students yet. So it was just it was very overwhelming at first before I met the students. But the more time I spend with them, the more I ease into it.
So now that it's starting to get a little bit easier now for you, that you've kind of got your feet wet and kind of know where you're going and you're not lost, what is something that you think you'd like to learn or you might like to do now, maybe to take your career a step further?
I want to get my master's. I know it's not a requirement anymore, but it's still something I want to do. I want to go back and get my master's in administration.
It's not a requirement anymore. What do you mean by that?
It used to be a requirement that when you're a teacher, you had to get your master's within 5 years. You had to start your master's within 5 years of getting a job. And I know they changed the requirements on that, but it's still something I want to do. And I would also like to coach more. I was coaching while I was in college my last year, but with this new job, and it was overwhelming at first, so it's been a struggle to coach and do the other activities that I want to do. But like next year, it'll probably be a little bit easier because I know the expectations and I know what I need to do each and every day and to keep up with my job.
Well, it sounds like you've got a lot on your plate going on. It's kind of hindering you to fulfill your coaching, aspirations.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about, I know that we talked a little bit about your hobbies, your pastime hobbies. What are some of your hobbies now, do you think that are your hobbies now?
Some things I like to do now, I still love sports. Whenever I can, I like to play basketball. I like to work out, do all those activities. Coaching is definitely something I really enjoy. It's been hard this fall with the new job, but next fall it should be a lot easier because of knowing the expectations of the teaching job. Just spending time with family and friends.
So coaching was like key in that whole part, that little tidbit you gave to me.
Coaching is very big. It's something I've always wanted to do since I was little.
And it sounds like since you're so overwhelmed, your hands are tied pretty much. You haven't had the opportunity to coach this year?
No, not really. That's when I can, but not very often. It's tough.
So do you think that coaching is something that makes you physically happy or makes you feel physically at your best? I guess my question is, since we're talking about coaching, we're talking about your past times and some of you love to be physical. When do you feel physically at your best? Does coaching make you feel physically at your best?
Like,
or does having
like healthy or?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a tough question. I mean, I don't know if it makes me feel physically at my best, but it's something that, like, while I'm doing it, it's something that makes me very happy. I do enjoy it, but I don't know, like, what you mean by physically at my best.
So what does make you feel? What makes you feel physically at your best?
Probably.
Since you coach others to be physically at their best, what makes you feel personally physically at your best?
Probably when I do the activities that they're doing, when I'm playing basketball or when I'm lifting or when I'm doing those types of things.
Do you feel like you have any time, maybe in the future you're going to have some time to do some of those activities?
Yeah, probably more so now than I did at the beginning of the semester, but now that I'm into the flow of the school year, I think I'll have more time for myself, more time to like unwind after school because I was staying late and working on paperwork and all the different things I need to do. So yeah, I'll have more time now that I have now that I know what my expectations are.
Okay, so back to, you cannot fulfill your physical needs because you're still overwhelmed with the new job and everything. So it sounds like, you want to coach, you want to work, and it's kind of hindering you to feel physically at your best or to do the activities that you'd like to do.
Yeah.
Is that how you feel?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Okay, so far I feel like you're telling me work takes a big part of your life.
Yes, it does.
You'd like to spend a little bit more time with family and friends. You'd like to spend a little bit more time coaching. You'd like to go ahead and start moving towards getting your master's degree. You've set some pretty big goals for yourself, even though you don't need those goals. You've set those goals for yourself.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Is there anything else that you feel like I haven't asked you that you would like to tell me? Is there anything that I missed out on? Or?
No, I think we covered most of it. Most of my goals and aspirations and why I am where I am today.
Okay. I feel like I got a really well-rounded perspective of your life. At least I hope I did.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you.